friends! Hi, my name is Mia. This is my virtual vanity and I have entirely way too many face products. Today we are going to do a declutter of my blushes and highlighters which have reached critical mass. I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm getting choice fatigue. I have a beauty budget this year, it's called my vanity budget, and initially I didn't think that I should declutter because, well, I won't have the option to buy back some of the things that I declutter if I regret it, but I think I just have to take the plunge and deal with it already. One note before we start: what's been gifted to me by friends here on YouTube, by friends in real life, as far as I remember them to be gifted items, I'm not going to include them here. I'm going to deal with them on my own if needed, either continue using them or pass them on. I just don't want anyone to feel any type of way. We're not doing that publicly, okay? We're not. These are all of my highlighters, which are quite a few. As you can see, it's not a minimalist collection by any means. Let's start with some that I am for sure keeping. I am for sure keeping my Fenty Beauty. This is in Fire Crystal and Lightning Dust. And this is how this duo looks like. You've got this side that is way more subtle and this side that is very glossy and shimmery on the skin, and I really enjoy the quality of these, so I'm not letting them go. I'm also keeping my MAC Double Gleam. This was my first ever MAC face product and my second ever MAC product. This is a beautiful champagne gold highlighter. I bought this because I believe Arna Arlan mentioned it. Such a beautiful formula for like a day-to-day highlighter. It's very pretty. Something that I'm letting go of, this is the Sephora Illuminating Powder. I believe this is in, gosh, I don't know which shade this is in. I'm gonna put it down. I loved working through this. It's got like this beautiful embossing in the middle, which is very, very satisfying to go through. But as far as gold highlighters go, I think I have better. Let me just, yeah, this is just a bit too dark for my skin tone. Like, you can tell that I'm wearing highlighter. See, it's just a wee bit too dark. And as far as gold highlighters go, I have the Nabla Wave highlighter, which I like much more and is in a shade of gold, much more suited for my skin tone. See, this is a more light, more luminous gold. It's much more metallic and luminous and less obvious of a, powdery colored thing on my cheeks. So I'm going to let the Sephora highlighter go and keeping the Nabla. One more Nabla that I'm keeping. This is the Nabla highlighter in Privilege, and this is like a very barely there, luminous from within highlighter, at least on my skin tone. I feel that on someone that is darker than me, it would be more obvious that it's like a highlighter type product. Like, it's still got like that colorful base, but it's much more subtle and sheeny and reflective, and it's beautiful topped over a rosy type blush because it just makes the area more luminous without being obvious that I'm wearing highlighter. Also, excuse my gross ass veins. It's the evil that flows through my skin, man. It just has to show. I'm sorry. Let's talk about these two Wet n Wild highlighters, which were my favorites at a certain point. This is in, I believe, something to do with Bloom. I'm not sure. And this is in Don't Flutter Yourself. These were my favorites at a certain point, but I think I've yet since found formulas that I just enjoy more than these. So this is like a very pretty champagne color. You can see it here. And then this is like a pink to golden-ish, silverish duochrome. So I do believe that I have better champagne shades in my collection. Mainly this one from Makeup Forever. This is in 001. It's their Profusion highlighter. And it's not exactly like the shame shade, but it fills the exact same position of highlighter that I use on colder looks. So I'm keeping the Makeup Forever. I'm letting go of the Wet n Wild. I promise you guys, I'm not a snob. I know I'm decluttering like the cheaper things, and I still do recommend them. I still think they're beautiful, but I spent so much money on fancier stuff and I really want to get my money's worth out of them. So there is that. Second Wet n Wild highlighter, I have a similar one here from Igneous. It's got like this peachy goldenish reflect, which is much stronger than the Wet n Wild one, with still having the same undertone. So I'm more inclined to keep the Igneous Cosmetics one and let go of the Wet n Wild. This Pupa Milano, I'm not letting it go. It's a good-ish highlighter. Like, I don't think it's much better than the Wet n Wild one, for example. It's really pretty. It's a bit powdery. It's like a more subtle-ish highlighter. You can see it here. But I can't let it go because of the packaging. The packaging legit brings me joy whenever I see it. So this one stays. We've got this Benefit Dandelion Mini Highlighter whose packaging annoys the freaking crap out of me. I'm considering finding the potting tutorials for this and the Dandelion blush and just putting them in like a magnetic palette or something. But gosh, it's such a beautiful subtle highlighter. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but I've got like a bit of a dip here. Like, it's such a pretty, peachy, barely there, work appropriate working woman highlighter. I really do love this. So I think I'll just find the potting tutorials and deal with how annoying the packaging is. Becca Skin Perfector in Moonstone. Gosh, I really don't get the hype with these. This is a mini, and I've got days where I love it and I'm like, oh, I think I finally understand the hype. But most days, like, maybe it depends on which base products I use. Most days it just feels like any other simple highlighter. Like, I definitely would not pay full price for this. I'd pay full price for whole Nabla highlighter collections. I would not pay full price for one single Becca highlighter. So I think it's just a matter of preference. There we have it. Like, it's pretty, but I don't know, it's just, I think I'm just going to try and put this in a project pan to get more use out of it. Maybe hit pan. I mean, it's a mini. My Pride and Joy, this is the Mani highlighter. It's from his Lunar Beauty brand, and this is in Mercury. Like, okay, the packaging is pretty and I would have kept it just for the packaging because I'm a sucker for such pretty things. Like, if they spark joy when I look at them, I accept mediocrity gladly. But the inside is just as stunning. I initially thought that such a highlighter would not go well with my skin because it's so strongly gold. But sheared out, it just gives the most beautiful reflect. It makes me look like a fairy princess. Concentrated and blended, like, you know, I love this a lot because I took the effort to blend it out just to show you guys how pretty it is. So this one, of course, stays. And yet again, the drugstore stuff suffers. Don't get me wrong, the Wet n Wild, the Sephora one, this Catrice one, these are great quality and I would still gladly recommend them to anyone who would ask me, look, what's a good drugstore highlighter? Like, I would still recommend them, but considering that I'm literally reaching critical mass and my vanity is almost imploding in itself with how much shit I have, I gotta make a triage of what do I want to get my money's worth out of. Swatch this. Like, see, it's so pretty. It's such a pretty pink. Oh, and now I want to keep it. I think this had a moment of, what were you saying, bitch? Like, what were you saying about me? So, yeah. I'm not sure, though. It does look awfully a lot like that Pixie by Petra one. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna... Fuck it, I'm keeping it. Am I? I don't know. God damn it. Now, you know what? I have to remind myself to use this, so I think it's time to let it go. It was hard though. Okay, let's wash this out. Okay, I'm decluttering 4 highlighters. Keeping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 kept, 4 decluttered. Could be better, could be worse. Bronzers. This palette with a bronzer and another face. So I've got these 2 bronzers from Too Faced, Sweetie Pie and Chocolate Soleil Milk, the milk chocolate Soleil variant. And I'm actually keeping both of these. Oops. So as you can see, Sweetie Pie is much pinker, while Chocolate Soleil is a much truer sort of bronzer. I'm keeping these. I've got this Makeup Revolution Duo, which is surprisingly really good quality. So this is the highlighter, this is the bronzer. And I'm keeping it because I really do enjoy both the quality in this and the packaging is really pretty. But like, I really like this. Like, I did not use this palette for the longest time. I forgot about it. I considered decluttering it. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna put it in a makeup basket and use it for the entirety of a week. And this bronzer blends so incredibly well. This highlighter is like, it's mediocre. And the fact that it's in like this duo with the bronzer saves it, because it's fine. It's an okay highlighter. Like, I wouldn't throw it out. It's okay. It's okay. Nothing to write home about. But the bronzer is just so pretty, and it's got like this peachy-ish, like brownish, reddish undertone that is just so flattering on my skin tone, because like I've got like a pink undertone going on. So I'm keeping this one. This Bourjois Délice de Poudre palette. Look, I have made bad decisions. I really enjoy this for what it is, but I enjoy only half of it. These highlighters dust. The blush is such a gorgeous color, and I am mad that I don't enjoy it more. The bronzer is okay, but I do feel that it's a bit too warm and too dark for me. Like, here's everything. Like, those highlighters are literally useless. I feel that someone that would be of a warmer complexion than me would probably really enjoy this. And then there's this blush, which is, gosh, it's just such a perfect pinkish blush. And I do have half a mind of depotting it, but if I'm going to give away this palette, I would like to give it away whole, so I'll think about it. But this one is in the declutter pile, definitely in the declutter pile. Bronzer is kept 3, let go of 1. Okay, here we are. Let's start with what's on top, because it's giving me anxiety. Benefit Dandelion, very annoying packaging, beautiful blush. This is a mini. This is a barely there pink blush. Very good when I have no idea what look I'm going for, and I want something that will match with literally everything. I'm planning on depotting this. If you know any good tutorials on how to depot these without completely destroying them, because they were quite expensive, do tell. Pupa Like a Doll. Look, I love the Pupa formula. This is a beautiful blush, but the packaging is so annoying. Like, it's a pretty shade. Like, look how pretty this is. Very pretty, peachy, pea rose sort of color. Just really, really pretty. But I do think maybe I have something similar. Let's see how these. This is the Jouer Bouquet in Adore. I feel that these are darker than this one, but I'm gonna keep them here for future reference. I'm thinking of trying to depot this simply because I do like the color, but the packaging is so annoying that I rarely use it. So I'm just gonna put this in a maybe pile. The Jouer one, this one stays, I love it. This Rimmel Maxi blush, I really like. It's beautiful color, but I do feel that I have so many of these like sort of rosy pinkish shades that maybe I don't need to keep this one. Let's compare. I've got this one from H&M. This is in rosy brown. I do feel that this is peachier than that one. Let's see. Yeah, much peachier. Much peachier. Peach C in peach cotton blusher. This is rosier. Well, this is a bit more muted. Ah, I know I have an equivalent of something around here. This is the Zoeva Moonlit. Yeah, much more muted. This is peachier, but I do feel that it's a bit way too intense. But I do like the shade. Ugh, decisions. I'm keeping it for now. I'm also keeping the Zoeva because I really like this sort of tone. Peach C is new, so I'm also keeping that. I know, I told you I'm gonna be bad. Also keeping H&M Rosy Brown because it's really pretty. Like, look how pretty it is. Doll's Code. This was a Bershka beauty brand. I think they've long since discontinued this line. And this is in Radiant Leaky, and we have its brother in Rose Mocha. You know, I think Rose Mocha might be the contender. Yeah, see, it's quite similar. It's quite similar to the Rimmel one. And I do enjoy the formula of Rose Mocha very much. This is Radiant Licky. Very beautiful coral shade. And you know what? I think I'm keeping the Bershka one because I really do love it, and letting go of the Rimmel one because I like the formula of this one more, and I'm not like that kind of YouTuber that's like, well, it's discontinued and you guys can't buy it, so I'm gonna like declutter it because it's a fucking rosy blush. You can find something similar, so I'm gonna let the Rimmel one go. More Pupa. This is in 102. And this is in 107. Nope, 300. Yet again in the peachy family sort of situation. Let's just swatch these. This makes me look a bit sunburned, and I do like the effect-ish. I really like how fresh this makes me look. I'm gonna put this in a maybe pile because I'm not sure about it. And I'm gonna keep the peachy one. Style Nanda 3CE. I really like this. It's a really pretty yellowy, orangey, peachy sort of blush. It's got like this pastel undertone to it, this like white thing that might not go well on a darker skin tone, but on me it makes me look like a doll. I love it. Similar a bit in tone to this. This is in Rosé Champagne. This is a Wet n Wild blush. Maybe I will depot this as well one day. See? It's got like the same orangish sort of tone. This is the Pupa Marble blush in 01. This was like a limited edition thing. Got this colder sort of reflect. Just very pretty. Ah, see? It looks like that blush that I really wanted to keep from that palette, so we're keeping this one instead. Then we've got two very similar ones. This is the Wycon Cosmetics blush, and this is in 101. It's a baked formula. And then we've got Becca Cosmetics, and this one is in Foxglove, which was a really bad decision because it's a beautiful shade, but way too dark for me, and I really need to use like the lightest touch with this. Like, such a beautiful shade, but I have to be so careful with it. And then there's this Wycon one. So I do feel that these three are like quite similar. I'm keeping Foxglove because it was expensive. I'm keeping Wycon because I really like the finish of it. And I'm letting go of this Pupa one because it's just a bit too dark and it does make me look a bit sunburned. Since I've already got this depotted, let's just put it in a palette. Let's just take a look at the others that I have. So there's this Genius Cosmetics highlighter, which I showed you guys. This is Melchior, and this is in Sweet Pink. This is supposed to be an eyeshadow, but I honestly use it like a blush because it's just the prettiest. English Rose Flush. This is the Makeup Revolution, isn't it Peachy palette? It was like a quad, and the palette was not bulky, but it was like more bulky than this is. So let's take a look at. So I've got this peachy milky shade, which is, I think it's quite similar to the 3CE one. Let's see. The 3CE one is yellower, and this is peachier, and I feel that this is enough for me to keep it. This orange one, way too orange for my complexion. This peachy one, beautiful, but I really need to use a lighter hand. And this one, I don't think I need this one because it's just way too dark to be a highlighter and way too light to be a blush, and it makes me look absolutely insane. So these two can go to shuffle around some singles, and I move them here, and now I've got like this little face palette. I saw a blush crush thing. It's from Lottie London, and it's fine. It's cute. Kind of meh about it, but I do like it whenever I use it. I just have to remind myself to use it. So I'm keeping this for now. Sleek blush. God, I think it's like 7 years old at this point. It's when I really tried to make NARS orgasm dupes work for me. Spoiler alert, they don't. Because look how crazy this looks. Like, I have to use the lightest fucking hand. It never works on me. It's just I'm tired. I love this for when I wear a red lipstick and nothing else, like red lipstick, a bit of mascara, something like that. But I'm tired of avoiding this because it's so hard to make work. And it is a beautiful color, like it is a beautiful shade, but I'm tired of babying it, and it's old. It's 7 years old. It's preschool age. It's time to let it go. Or Kiko. This is Kiko Milano, and this is like from the Golden Waves collection. Beautiful peachy blush. Like, here it is. Very, very luminous. I'm keeping this one because I love it. Kiko, this time from their Water Flower collection. Pink Shiver. Like, it's a really beautiful blush. Look. Bam. Very pretty shade, and you can kind of edit how you want it to look by adding more or less from the gradient. So I'm keeping this one, but I'm letting go of this one. This is in one of their like gradient trios. I think they even discontinued these, but this is just like, this is too Barbie pink for me. This has got like an ashy undertone to it. And I don't know, man, I've got like pink blushes that I really like better than this one. I feel that this one is just always a bit too ashy, and when I want to use something like this, I always pull rather for the Juvia's Deuce palette. There's like a hot pink that works just as well. So I'm just gonna tidy this up and probably give it to a friend. This thing from Pupa, I love this. It's just such a beautiful color and such a beautiful formula, but the packaging is insane. Like, look at this thing. It's the size of a donut. I could eat it with coffee. It's too thick. It doesn't have any excuses to be this thick, and I have loved this when I first got into makeup, but I've learned better and I found better. Just such a beautiful shade though. It's such a pity. It's such a beautiful, like, I got a bit of a sunburn, but I look peachy, but I got a bit of sun, but like I just came back from a vacation. It's a beautiful shade, but not that beautiful to allow it to take this much space, like sandwich size space in my collection. So it goes. This is the only blush that it got too old, and I repurchased it because I love it so much. This is the Flor Mar, and this is in Baked Blush On Salmon, Pink, Romantic Salmon, whatever you want to call it. It's such a beautiful pink for me. Such a luminous flush on my skin tone. It's part blush, part highlighter. Like, look at it. Like, it does look like I have something on. but it's not obviously that I'm wearing blush. It's such a beautiful thing. And this is bulky too, but I love it so much. This Zoeva Cocoa Blend in... no, Cocoa Blend period. So you've got this mix of highlighter blush. This is how they look like. Like beautiful shades, and this does remind me of that Pupa one that I decluttered, but this one shears out so much that I don't look sunburned. And the highlighter is also really, really pretty, so I'm keeping it. Then there's the NYX Sweet Cheeks, and this is in top. I use this sort of for contouring, rarely. They changed the formula, they made this warmer. It's still nice, it's still a nice ashy contour. So I'm keeping this for now. I think it will depend because I don't really contour as much anymore. I've kind of lost my baby fat in my face and actually got true cheekbones. They're not like big, they're not Angelina Jolie cheekbones, but they're there, they're mine. I'm happy with them. So we'll see if this stays another year in my collection because it's good, but I really don't use it that much anymore. Okay, let's do a recap of what I'm letting go of. This Pupa Milano blush, way too big. Sleek, for being a pain in the ass and preschool age. This for being too large from Pupa. These two singles. This Kiko one because unfortunately I'm not a Barbie girl living in a Barbie world. This Pupa in 102 because it's beautiful, but it makes me look sunburned at all times except in the middle of summer, and I'm not going to keep one blush just to use it that 1 month in August where I actually have the complexion of a healthy human being. You know what? I'm putting this in a makeup basket and I'll use this for an entire week, and if I still have doubts at the end of the week, this goes. But so far, confirmed decluttered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items and kept 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, then this palette. So a bit excessive. Yes, I know it's too much. I don't care. It's just I love them all. I'm sorry. I love them all. It just happens. Okay, let's arrange the blushes back in their stuff. These are not dirty. These are just stained. I used to keep single eyeshadows in them and one of them got fucked. So I really don't know what to do with this empty space now, so I'll have to rearrange because the palettes I keep in a separate thing. So this has been it. This has been my face powder products declutter. Could have been worse, could have been better. I'm pretty pleased with how things went currently. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, morning, second breakfast, third lunch, whatever it is where you're from. Bye.